Well, I tried streaming my first one and it didn't work out so well. So I'm reverting to recording. And I have the lights off just because of the glare on the screen. So, and our first one, I started building this. It was only, I played a couple hours. We're doing some wood finding, and we're going to start building the house from the photo, or something like that, hopefully. But this one's going to be done all offline, and you're going to get much better recordings, hopefully. Much better sound, because I just had to make adjustments on everything. So this is my second chapter of it. We're going to start where we left off. We built all this platform here, and it rained on us to give us. I was saying that the first time to begin with. If it rains, I was trying to say that if it rains, your wood starts to rot, like this green here. That means it's starting to rot already, just because it rained on it. So it's important to get your roof started as soon as possible. Even though there's kind of a lot of other building stuff we're skipping. So I hope you enjoy the video, and I'm gonna get busy here and start doing something. Thank you for stopping by. Here we go. Let's do some stuff here. Fix this stuff. Kind of glad that Randy gets to show you why you got the importance of having anything covering it. And in real life, it would actually happen to your deck if you don't put some type of protector on it. That's what's going to happen to it really quick, and it also bows just like in here. You see, this got wet. Well, maybe not. It looks like it's wet. But okay, it looks good. And not too much damage. And I gotta remember to eat, because I got slaughtered last time because I forgot to eat. That was the main reason. Got beat up by the little guy. The little guy won. And I'm just gonna add some panels here. Just to use this wood, we're gonna add some beams here, like that we kind of skipped in the first place to make it nice. And then we're going to go gather wood. Wood is kind of important in this game. Oh, I could have put that piece on there. Do I have enough? I might have enough to do that. Let's see if I can. Maybe we don't want to die doing it, but let's see if we can put another cross or X up there. We're going to move this anyway. This is going to have to be a little, one beam higher anyway, because like to make like a picture, and we do that because your house will fill with smoke if you don't. So you don't want to. Love that about this game. Carbon monoxide poison. The one thing I kind of don't like is you can direct the smoke through a chimney, and that doesn't quite work the way it should, but that's okay. It's not that big a deal. I'm not harping on the game, but I really like this game. Really fun building stuff, come up with this stuff. I put photos of this on Steam also. It's real nice during the storms. You'll get to see them in the video. So we're doing it from the ground up. And I gotta make an adjustment here. I got the edges a little. I made some changes to the video to resize it for 480p like YouTube likes. So hopefully my video gets approved. So it should. There's no reason why it shouldn't. I'm streaming the same thing I was or I'm recording the same thing I was streaming. I just can't stream because, well, I can, but the quality is suffering because of my graphics setup, and I could probably get it better, but I'm not gonna. I'm just gonna record. Do what I gotta do. I wonder if our bees took some damage here. We went out and found this beehive also. Oh, I built it. Didn't even know I had anything left. Oh, maybe it's something I dropped. No, I guess it's alright. Seeing if it needs to be repaired. Nope. It did okay. Beehive did good. Oh, this beam looks like it got wet. It'd be better if I put the whole... We'll probably add this here. Add the rest of that there, but we need a lot of wood to do that with. We're going to need a lot of wood to do a lot of stuff. We're going to build walls. We'll build walls around it. Then we'll have to fill it in. It's really hard to... You can't fill it in until you get an axe, and I don't have that. But I need to get some type of protection going before I want to go that far. Actually, the character will need to be leveled up before I do that. But we'll try to get this thing built without, hopefully not getting picked on too bad. And let's just make a trip to the wood repair. I always start out with the flint. I try to build the flint stuff first instead of building the basic stuff. And you can I could probably upgrade. All I got to do is build the. Probably upgrade it to level 2 right now. Oh, maybe no, maybe not. I need flint and wood. I'll probably might have. Still need wood. Thought I might have the flint. Yeah, I don't have the right wood. Do I have? And I showed how to find the fine wood, and you probably couldn't hear me very well on that one. But what you do is you find core wood and fine wood without going into dangerous places, which I did by accident. I didn't see this anywhere. None of this. I made this kind of like, this is my design. I did this all on my own. I've seen really fancy buildings and I have nothing to do anything like they were doing. So this is just basically a basic starter building. But I found that the new tools and I just played around with them, and it's real fun building in this game. If you did nothing else in this game but build, it would be... It's kind of fun growing stuff too. You don't really need the monsters in this game. It would be a fun game. The building is just really fun. I mean, there's a way to go into creative mode and cheat and do all that, but we're not. We're going to do it the hard way. We're going to do it the good old-fashioned, hard-worked way. And what we need is trees, but I'm just going to run around and gather. Because if my character's not leveled up, it's not going to help me later. So instead of chopping down the forest, we'll look. Like these green ones, I like to chop these up. They'll probably come back. You find them every one, new ones. And we'll pick up some more materials. It's actually better for your character to run around. It will pay off later, and like I got beat by the little guy already, so figures I didn't eat, and I got slapped silly, and my character did not make it. So this is chapter 2, and I'm going to try to watch my food level this time so I don't happen again. But you never know, man. You never know what's going to happen in this. You get them skeletons, boy. I actually had to start one. I learned about skeletons really quick, almost like my first game. I was in an area where there was a skeleton, and I couldn't even get away from the skeleton, so I had like 30 dead guys there, dead, because of the skeleton guys. So it could happen. And if you don't know anything about how to fight anything, and you're trying to fight a skeleton with fists, you're not going to last. You might not last very long. Especially if you don't have your running ability up. And it's already getting dark, so might run into one again. It's funny how I'm talking about stuff and then it happens. And it happened in the last game. I had a skeleton shooting at me that I couldn't find. I didn't know if anybody could hear me, but that's what happened. I kept stopping and looking for him because I could hear him, but I couldn't see him. And I hope the game volume is loud enough and it's not echoing and all that. But I think I got a little better set up where you can actually hear me. And the game. I turned off the music. I don't know. Yeah, it must be good. They sell it separately. It's probably copyrighted. So I turned off the music. And this music I like to. Something Amelia. They got free music on there. I might get some of her music and put it on here. Duty-free music. Just so I have some tunes. Some actually pretty good songs they do sometimes. And I had some from a different artist, but Dan something, but it was on my other computer, and I just bought this computer. I guess I had to get a new computer, so finally. I didn't have to, but I had a power supply go out, and I was like, I'm not going to mess with it. So I got me a new hotness. Very nice computer, but I wish I could get better internet, but they just don't have anything where I'm at, so that's the way that goes. And I was talking about one of the best tools in the game. Spear's pretty good. See if we can get a bird here. Spear's a good weapon, and I showed how the materials needed for the bow, how to work on the tree and last one. The quality isn't near as close, bad quality, but it shows you how to do some work to get some fine wood without having to go to dangerous areas or basically level up your game to where you're going to get slaughtered right away. It progresses pretty quick, so you got to make sure your character runs around and kind of does things. Oh no, kind of does it. I didn't mean to do that, but we're going to fight this. And one thing with the spear, you don't need a shield with the spear. They're pretty good defense with the spear. You don't have. If you can block right. I didn't block right there, but if you block correctly, you'll have a very good defense with the spear. So, nice. You can throw it. And if you get good with the spear, you can. I know you can use it for skeletons. The only thing you run into trouble with knocking. Like we'll see that later, but there'll be the kind of nest. Purple nest deal they have in here. It's where the monsters come from, I guess, is what they're supposed to be. But when you run into those, you need something like a club or this axe to knock them down a little easier. Because if you're using a spear, they don't hit them quite right. They're not the best weapon against bones either, but if you get the level up high enough, it doesn't matter. It'll work. I like the shield in here. The shield works very well in here also. It works if you time it. If you time it right especially, but you gotta get, like I said, the level, getting your level up for, I'd say at least to 20 before you start trying to progress. You'll be better. And see, I can time this. I didn't time that. That was timed, but I don't like hitting bushes because they might be fruit bearing, so we move away from the bushes. I haven't been very far in this game. I've done like the first boss. I had, I found the location of the second, but I never tried to go over there and see what it was because it's kind of scary. got obliterated by a troll 3 or 4 times. But whenever I figured out how to get the bow without having to do anything fancy, other than do a little extra work or use your noggin, use your head to get it, makes life easier. And I really don't use the bow a whole lot. I use it for certain things. If I have to run, and yeah, it's sometimes better to use the bow. Might as well get a good bow. But I think to upgrade it, we'll have to go in the more dangerous areas to do that. To upgrade the fine bow. But here we're just running around, I'm not even sure where I'm at. Yeah, I thought about deleting that first one, that way it doesn't give people the wrong impression. But I'll just put it in the title, just better quality. Or just make sure the other one doesn't end up in front of this one. I don't know, something. I'll just leave it, because it has some good stuff in it though. It shows you how to do a few things I learned. I learned all this on my own. I didn't do a lot of... I think it takes the fun out if you do too much searching. You search for it and then you're like, oh, I would have figured that out. Basically you will if you just be patient. I think that's one of the main objects of this game, is you got to be a little bit patient. If you're trying to do a speed run, you're gonna run into trouble. God mode doesn't work like you think it would. I actually tried that once to see what it would do, and other than if you were cheating against a player, it doesn't work very well against monsters. They actually trapped me, and it made God mode look useless, which is good. You know, it's good, but and it'd be obvious if somebody was using it that way. And if you're not eating, even in God mode, if you don't eat, it doesn't help you for sure. And that's what happened to me, is I was actually starving and I didn't realize I hadn't eaten, and that's how I ended up Davy Jones' locker last time. And I'm just kind of doing what I did in the first one here. I'm just running around right now, randomly looking for stuff. Trying to find tree limbs, but and rocks and stuff. Maybe I gotta go this way. I explored a little bit of this map, but not everything. I haven't found everything, and I'm not gonna progress quickly if I don't have to. And I like to use a lot of punching just for the fun of it. Also brings up that skill. But I found this. Okay, I found this one before. I'm trying to get to where I haven't been. Oh, here's a log. We can chop them up. We need some wood. Oh, we're doing all right. We found some. I guess the server hasn't refreshed yet. And I could do this on I think I can do this on multiplayer with no problem and video that. So if anybody's interested in playing multiplayer, we'll have to figure out something. Maybe I'll make an email. I don't know. He can message through Facebook, do a private message through Facebook. Maybe I'll set up an email for it. So if anybody's just starting out, they want to try a server, I've already ran it on here. The server does work okay. It works great on here. They did a nice job of as far as I can tell, they did a really nice job of data management for the server part of it. And I programmed myself, so I understand the ins and outs. Servers don't take as they don't need to be. They're not graphic intensive. They're just data intensive. They're just. I used to call them whenever I was working and I programmed my own servers. You know, I did client servers just to see if I could do it at one time, and whenever I figured out how to do it, I was like, the server's nothing. It doesn't really do anything. It's just a bunch of data on it. There's no graphics on it. I mean, you can put the graphics on it, but it's really not what it's for. It's just for holding the stuff you want to transfer to everybody else. So it doesn't take anything for a server. So you don't even. It's nice to have some sort of interface for admin commands and stuff like that. But other than that, you really don't even need that. I mean, you just don't need a whole lot. Just the command window. So I think they did a really nice job with that part of it. And it shows because I had 2 computers hooked to my account. One was my laptop, and I was playing on here, and no problem at all. I mean, I had like no data usage whatsoever, and I was playing with. Well, I just had it connected. I really wasn't playing. I had them connected to see what the data usage would be, and it wasn't using any data at all. I was like, yeah, that's crazy low. And that's how it is when it's done right. I've seen a lot of complaints about but the main thing is that this thing's really, really graphic intensive, so you need a good amount of RAM to run it, that's for sure. I tried it on my laptop, which is 8 gigabytes, and it didn't do very well. It runs, but it's not good at all. You probably need at least 16. Yeah, my old computer was 32. I had 32. I think I had 32 on that one. I have 64 on this one. But I actually took memory out of the other one and put in this one. I bought this one, so state of the art. Never been tested. And see, I don't usually kill all them because I like them to reproduce. And if I find strays, I'll usually not in the area. I mean, you can go wild and start killing everything if you want, but I usually don't do that. If I don't need it, then there's no sense in it. Because I want my character to build up slowly, so that's the reason I'm boring you to death running around here, talking to myself. So, yeah, I could stream and then put the video on later, but I don't want to. It just. Yeah, the video is so grainy. I had it okay earlier, but I made some changes and made it worse. Just kind of a bad day on that part of it. So. Yeah, looking to see if my mic's on because I'm sitting here talking to myself with no mic. Somebody might eventually watch my video and hear it. Alright, we have enough stuff. So whenever this happens, I usually will mark it. Oh. I usually don't mark it with the fire symbol. I mark it with one of these little dots. And usually you can label them. I'll label them. I usually take my time and label everything. Some stuff I find, but let's just do a boxing match. Never hurts to get some experience blocking. Oops. Oops. Yeah. Come on, dude. He ain't going nowhere. Yeah, earlier they kept running away from me. Maybe it's because I died. But they would come up and hit me once and then run. And I didn't have my fire out. I know if you have fire out, they won't mess with it. They'll try to mess with it, but they'll keep running away. You know, a lot of people say, "Oh, I wish I would have known they were free to fire." Well, they give you a fire stick. It's the first thing they give you. That's one thing you do get. I'm not sure whether... Yeah, I think that you do get that's all you have. A torch. Oh, man. Now I gotta come back and get that. And if there's one other suggestion I have for the game, it has to do with creating... I wouldn't even know how to change it, but make it a little harder to create stuff. And the only reason for that is because, like when you... And I'll show the menu here and give an example. That way if somebody watches it... I don't want to hit the bush. Let me finish this guy and then we'll see. So when I'm in the creation menu and I go over here to craft, it's too easy to craft something you don't want to craft by just, like with me, I press X. And if I press X, it's going to craft another one of these, which I don't want. And then the thing about it, you're carrying it around the whole game, or have to store it, or put it in a junk pile somewhere, or something. See, the thing about it, if you leave it laying on the ground and you run past it, you'll pick it back up again eventually. So I wish they would have made that more of a two-part command. And it seemed like I was having trouble with the armor. And it's maybe coincidental, but I thought I had it highlighted right, but it happened to me twice where I went to make the pants and it made the top instead of the bottom, so I had two sets of something I didn't need again. I guess I decided they might be useful later, but then I found new armor, so I was like, well, yeah. I'm just going to drop this off and then run back and get that stuff, and then we'll come back and do some more building, a little bit of building here. So we'll make I could stick it in the chest, but we're just going to make some wood piles here. At least one wood pile. Yeah, just one. Do I have enough stones? I love these stones. We'll be able to do some stuff with these later too. Yeah, we're going to need them. We're definitely going to need stone. So, we need a lot of stone later, for sure. Because of where we built. Not the easiest place to deal with. Seems like it'd be easier to defend, but when you're attacked, the monsters tend not to leave. Even though you can build your fence and everything, my fence isn't just going to, unless I can raise the ground, and I really need the pickaxe, which I don't want to get till later. There's a lot of stuff after that that I... will mention the buffer. I'm gonna dinner. See how block. Nope. Hit the tree. Oh, he got me. I got him. These don't always give you food. Once I'm sure this is working, I might maximize my window again and So I'm playing kind of on a small window, and I'm not used to it. I'm playing on the big screen. I could adjust it now, but I'm not. I'll adjust it next time I get on there. And what am I doing? I know I left something over here somewhere. You can label stuff too, but I need the keyboard for that, and I have to move to get that. So I need to put an extension on my keyboard, which I found one. I just need to put it on there. And I left that. Oh, it's over here. I found the beehive, and I forgot to get the honey. I tried to talk about that in my first video. If you couldn't see it, honey is one of the best things for stamina that you start out with, and it's always good to try to find a bee's nest and get some honey. It's 100% worth it. And I know I dropped some. Where am I going? I'm not even sure I might be going the wrong spot. Yeah, I think I went to the wrong spot, but we'll pick some stuff up here anyway. This one over here, that's the reason it's better to label stuff. If you run into something you got to run, it's better to put a marker down, or you might lose your spear, and that's always fun. So if I try to throw my spear and I'm looking this way, yeah, the spear goes. I think it goes the way you're facing, and I was accidentally facing like this one time. And I thought I was thinking he was gonna throw it that way, and I was facing this way, so it throws my spear a mile away, and it took me probably 15 minutes to find my spear again. It was funny. I need a tracer for my spear. Spear tracker. Now these I don't mess with. Oh, he's a 2-star. Oh wow! I've never seen a 2-star boar. He's big. Oh my goodness! Oh, he's knocking me out. I got him that time. I've never seen a 2-star boar. I wish I would have tamed him. I might actually tame him. He's tough. Oh my. Here, I'm going to mark this location. I'm going to come back and see if we can tame this guy. I wish I wouldn't have fought him now. I have never seen a 2-star boar. That's the first. Boy, he's tough. He's a tough cookie too. Let's go back and put a marker down. Oh, I got a marker there. Cool. So if we can tame him, I think, man, he'd be a good defender, wouldn't he? And this, we're going to put a label down. Let's give him something to eat. If he calms down, we can give him something to eat. And it should heal him, I believe. Hopefully. So we're going to, this is how you tame a boar. You can tame one of the animals you can tame. I have no mods, so I know they make mods so where you can tame other stuff and do everything, but I have the original. So we're gonna throw this guy throw these guys some food instead of getting beat up here. I've never seen a 2-star boar, so if we can tame him, we might have a good ally. Hopefully that's enough food. There's 2 of them. There might be a bunch of them. I'm going to throw some more food. What's this? We're going to leave a lot of food here. It's probably worth it. We're going to leave a lot of food there. Oh, this is a secret area. I wouldn't have... Oh, my goodness. Well, if I get killed, I get killed. I'm just going to get out of here. Run these guys off. I didn't realize it was a sacred area, or I wouldn't mess with them to begin with. But we're going to try to tame some. I left some food. Hopefully we can tame them. Tame all of them. Why not? A 2-star boar is well worth taming, for sure. And hopefully he heals up pretty quick, doesn't get killed. Now this guy's on his own, so we're gonna get some food. Gotta do what you gotta do. Once they're green, you don't have to worry about it because you can't kill them after they're green. I wondered about that when I started, and I did. And just gotta be a little bit patient. Throw them a lot of food, and be patient. If you don't throw them enough, it'll take longer. And if there's a bunch of them like there was there, it could take a while. See how the spear doesn't hit very well downhill. The club is actually better for that. And we got a fish. I usually, at this point in the game, I just let him go. Catch and release. I'm sure we could use them later, but at this point in the game, I can't cook them, so. We just let him go. Catch him. Oh no! I didn't mean to do that. Oh, we're gonna leave. Oh, he's still coming. Oh well. I'm gonna fight. We're gonna fight. Give him a chance. Oh, we got some wood, and it rains. Oh man, it's ruining all my stuff. We're gonna have to do some repairing again. I'm drowning. Well, my character needs to be shaped up. All right, look at this. Bunch of honey, 3 of them. And we built a nice little fire up here, and I showed how to keep the fire going. You have to have a roof, and if you want to protect all this and not be repairing it, you have to have this roof. So from everywhere this roof is built, it should be okay, but even this is going to get wet, because I could have put the sides on there, but I didn't. But I kind of take things slow at first, and I think that's the way the game is meant to be. You take things slow. You take time and build up your defense. And give me a little break here to do some more yapping. I guess that's what I'm supposed to be doing. But it gives you time to build up your defense and it really helps you later on if you have a pretty solid defense built. Doesn't even have to be a perfect defense, but just the basic perimeter wall and having your place built before you try to take anything else on. I'd say my beginner tips, even I'm a beginner, I know for good reason you want your level up to, I think 20 is probably 15 to 20, and learn how to block. Like how I'm doing the block with the red. Okay, you can do the other block is fine, but once you hit the skeletons, a lot of the skeletons, if you don't block them right, they'll knock you back. But even against that boar, you've seen how I blocked him and I didn't get staggered. Well, if you block right, you won't get staggered so easy. So that's a good beginner's tip. But if your level's high enough, like I've seen a guy with a level 100 in a video once, because I do watch other people's videos. But if it's high enough, you'll have a better chance of not getting staggered. But whenever you face skeletons, and if you don't block them right, they can still stagger you. So if you're sitting there blocking, but say you I've ran into level 1 and 2 skeletons before. Even whenever I was starting out, I think I ran into a level 2 skeleton, which destroyed me. And I mean absolutely destroyed everything, including me, because there was 3 of them. And I happened to start off in a place where they were at, and they were just destroying everything, including me. I couldn't even get back to my gravesite. So it's kind of like I'm starting over, because this spot is not a good place. Now if I started out like that, I might be able to beat him. So, but that's the way it is. My worst habit, I smoke, but I don't drink or nothing like that. So I'm not crazy. I don't say no to dope, no to drugs. I don't drink. Oh boy. I'm old, getting old. So that's the way it goes. It's going to happen to everybody eventually. I don't feel that old though. I was told I'm supposed to live to be 101. So a shout out to the VA because they saved my life in the first place. I broke my neck and they saved my life. I think they saved my life more than once. So that was not good. Severe injury. That's the reason I'm able. I used to be a programmer and just no medication they could give you was enough for what happened to me. It hurt. So when your neck's 2 inches over this way, yeah, you're in bad shape. It's a true story. My neck was actually over here, and if I can't raise my arms up past here, but I can, but like that's it. But they had me raise my arms up in the air like this. And you could really see it when I got my shirt off. My neck's over here, and inside it's 1/4 inch off. And I was like that for 6 months straight. And the surgeon was like, either you're going to have surgery or you're going to die. 1 in 18 chance of survival or being paralyzed. And I was like, well, that's not good. And just never was right after that. And I get back spasms like crazy. My back is always sore. I'm getting really thin now. So there's nothing you can do. Talk about working your muscles. Whenever it's 24/7, it doesn't help you. And then there's a scare. Your heart is a muscle. So whenever you're having muscle spasms, your heart is a muscle. So it can be, it's crazy. No fun at all. Yeah. The way it goes. But I programmed ethanol plants grain facilities. Programmed at the Port of Galveston, Port Stockton, California. I found some files with like a list of jobs I did. I was never home, man. My first year, I was literally never home. Did my share of hard work. Nothing wrong with that. I enjoyed it. I loved working. Oops. I was a mechanic at one time. I loved doing that. Programming is not as exciting as you think. Because it's a lot of repetition it's kind of like having a niche. Once you find your programming niche, what works, and that's a lot of things, people try to be creative and come up with new stuff for programming, and it can really be more of a harm than a help if you don't stick with your old school. And I was a little bit more old school, newer school, 90s mixed with the 80s. And I programmed in 2000 I was a lead project engineer and loved my job. But believe it or not, the most boring thing about that is truly boring is you get an office job and you're sitting there all day and they don't want you to start a job until it's paid for, so you're sitting there doing nothing for months, literally months sometimes, and you're like wondering, are they going to fire me for just sitting here all the time? But no, they're just waiting for them to pay. And then you rarely run into jobs where they want you to hurry, Well, it's kind of like sometimes they want you to hurry and sometimes they don't, See how much you can get done on this. And that's the way it is. It's a business. And it can be lucrative, but if you like I said, if you go to a new style programming too fast that hasn't been tested enough, or you don't realize like in the ethanol industry, they never want the plants to shut down. So you got to develop code where nothing shuts down, because if you shut down, I forget how much it was. It was literally hundreds of thousands of dollars a day for being shut down. So if you have to shut down your program every time to change something, you're going to have problems, and I mean financial problems too, because they're going to sue you. So kind of like an old school programming tip is keep things, even if it's harder, make sure it works. And the new school stuff, you could not change it while it was running, so basically that don't work. Not in some situations it might, but not whenever you're dealing with plants that run 24/7. I've been in at least 50 ethanol plants, maybe more, maybe less. I'd say 50 is a good number. Probably 100. Programmed remotely in a lot of them. Didn't have to leave. Every once in a while that would happen. But anyways, that's enough about that. A little off topic. My history. When I played with DirectX, and that's now messing up now. Really messed up here. Alright, one more try. Oh man. What have I done to this? Something. Yeah, that's a good idea. Oh, that's actually not a bad idea. Let me think about this for a minute. That's a different slope. And why is this off? Oh, that's why. The whole thing is up. I was wondering what was going on there. Okay. We'll have to do some fixing. So, repair work here. Well, the opposite of repairing. Wait, that's still the wrong spot, isn't it? I don't know. That'll make things easier. Is there a beam there already? No. I don't know whether I have one or two there. Let's see. Not crooked this time. Okay. Yeah, I like this game. I always wished I could have been a carpenter, but I never had the art yet. I think you got to be an artist to be a good. Not always. You can do certain type of carpentry without being an artist. But the really fine carpentry, carving and stuff, you got to. You pretty much have to be an artist, I think. I can do it on the computer, but I cannot do it. I cannot draw. I have no depth perception. I'm trying to decide whether to leave it like do this or that, because that would create a less of a slope, but I can build something underneath here. Actually, yeah, we will. We'll go with this style. And I'm trying to decide whether I should do this right away. I might want to do that right away. I might take this down and put this slope, which is less of a... Well, no, that's my beginning. We'll use this slope here, because I can build something underneath here, which I will do. It's kind of like... We'll change this on the side. We'll change this one. We're going to use these fancy panels here, I think, later on. And we're going to do our 30-degree slope, I think it is. Well, 26 degrees, sorry. I'm not a carpenter. But we can build stuff underneath here, so we'll do this one here. And we can have fun tearing stuff down there. The main thing is to get a roof on here to keep it from getting wet again. Because if we go here, see all this stuff is a little bit damaged because it got wet. I'm not sure what that was. Just like real life though. In real life that would actually 100% do the same thing. Fix our ladders. You can tell this is the OSHA approved god. This is Viking approved. Okay. And see, we got a pattern going here. We can turn these down in here into real handy state. I explained this in the last, but I'll explain it one more time. Every two sections, it seems like that's where you need stuff, because if I build the two sections and then need a roof, it doesn't work very well for you. It doesn't work out very well. It'll start turning red and you'll get frustrated. And you'll end up having to change stuff. So at least every two panels we need to support, and we We should actually have a support in here, but we're using the brick here. So, but it's every 2 panels. Small rooms. And probably later, I don't know if it changes or not with the other stuff we might find. Better buildings. This is a beginner, totally beginner building. Nothing fancy. No logs or nothing. And we can look at our height and see if it's 2 panels. That's 2 panels high, which will do. So we'll be able to do something with this. Whether it be a... oh! Yeah, there's another design I came up with. I might do something different up there. We'll do this for now, because I just want to get a roof on it, but we might be changing this part of it, because we will redo the stairway. Because we can also bring this out 2 more sections, and then start wrapping the stairway back around the other way. But I'll put flooring here and here. But we're going to focus on building the top first, so we'll just do this here for now. And we won't worry a whole lot about the slope because we are going to change it, but we'll just leave that there. It looks okay. It gives you more headroom. Gives you more room to walk, I mean. That's what I mean by headroom. Claustrophobic. And what I'll do is I'll finish this off and then start another video. That way there's not hours and hours of which is okay, I guess. As long as they let me upload it. Well, actually I want this one down here because there's 2 sections, so this would be another room here. But it really doesn't need to extend past here, but I'm just going to extend it just to put this stairway temporary. It's going to be a temporary stairway so we can get the main part done, and then we'll do some stuff on the bottom. And this is just for protection for this, so it doesn't really matter all that much. But we're going to use our heavy slope again. I think it's 45. And we'll use D45s this time. So give us a little more room. And we need 45 for the angles. And hopefully it doesn't fall. Oh, I'm on fire. Oh. He's trying to die. I haven't eaten. I always forget to eat, and that's what gets me. #1 killer in my games. I get busy doing this and I forget. Yeah, everybody online's probably like, hey, I'm probably taking bets on whether I'm going to die or not. Yeah, that'd be funny. Yeah, I've done it. I got wiped out in the first one. Nice to get killed when you don't have a lot of stats, but if you start losing a lot of your statistics, it's probably not that great. Probably not going to want to die so much. We're going to go with the short one here. We probably don't even need it. We can raise it. Actually, we're going to raise the ground. We can keep our pretty green, or we can raise the ground. greener ground. Oh, we'll leave this natural because we are going to take this stairway and do something. We'll do all that work later. We are going to take this and wrap it around, but we'll just do this shade tree carpentry here. That probably looks more like something that I'd end up with in real life too. the wrong, ran out of wood or something. Temporary, and never move it. Temporary to permanent. There we go. Well, that one reached. I'm not sure whether that's on the ground. I think it is. Doesn't matter. Is it blue or green? Oh, it's on the ground. Blue. As long as it's blue, we're good. That one's even. Oh, okay. We'll just leave it. This is going to come off. We'll do the brown work later. This is for our. We don't even really need nothing else. Just make it look shoddy here. We'll put a panel. Oh. Not going to let me get away with it. Doesn't let me forget nothing. There we go. That's the reason for this. No shoddy work here. Alright, we're just going to leave this here. We're going to take this down later. I just really wanted the protection for the stairway. And this is all stable. I could leave it. But it's kind of like a waste of space because we can use all this space for something else. And what I'll do is I'll finish these couple off and I'll cut this video off and start a new one. I'm not doing... too much, but I'll do it in parts, and that way I'll probably do it all today anyway, but I'll just do 2 different videos and take a break. Well, thank you for stopping by, and hope to see my videos again. If you want to see how this is done, I'll do it step by step, and I won't fast forward through it like other people because I have nothing better to do. Thank you.